Welcome to a short video here. Welcome back to the channel. Jared here with TME. I just want to make a quick statement here, and I'm going to try not to ramble on, but I do have a lot on my mind right now. The main thing I just want to say in this video is that there will not be a midweek video this week. And the last video that I published is gone. It's not coming back. And I have my reasons for that. But I just want to, I don't really think it's my fault. But I'll still apologize and, tell my regular viewers, yes, I had another video coming up. I had a part 2 for the part 1. Part 1, it was called Top Heavy Trouble. I had part 2 scheduled to upload and drop at 12 a.m. so midnight on Wednesday morning, and that was the plan. But I have taken the videos down, and I have my reasons for that. Now, the other thing I want to add to that is, again, I'm sorry, and it wasn't my intention to, especially get rid of some videos that I worked hard to make. That wasn't my intention. But, this past video, the one that I uploaded, it dropped Saturday morning at midnight. And I was already a little iffy about it, for obvious reasons. If you saw the video, then I'm sure you know why. I don't even have to explain it to you. But like I said, guys, I'm not afraid to show you some of the stuff that I deal with out here on the road. Now, in response to that video, I've gotten several comments. And the cool thing about it is, I don't think I've ever had such a explosive result on YouTube before with any other video that I've ever uploaded. I mean, I've had some pretty big videos before that have gotten, nearly 100,000 views, a couple of them. But this video, I mean, that 100,000 views, it took, granted, years for it to get to that point. But this particular video, I mean, it just got like over 3,000 views in the first 24 hours. It was pretty incredible. But then I started getting some of the comments that the people were leaving me. And, just telling me obvious things. Telling me things that I was telling you guys in the video. So I guess they didn't hear me say that, and they had to say that themselves to try to, reinforce what I was saying. Or maybe they didn't know that when I said that, I heard myself say it too. So that kind of confirms the fact that I understand the details of certain things, but still they said these things, and that's fine. I don't have anything against people that do that. Now, obviously, as a truck driver, it is your number one priority to complete the duties of your job and do it safely and not compromise when it comes to safety. Obviously, it is. Okay? And this is when the video is going to get long and drawn out, because I do want to say some stuff about this. And I'm sorry that this isn't edited, so you have to watch me drink my drink. And it's not going to be cut or anything. I'm actually out here right now in my truck, getting ready to start for this week. So I don't have time to edit this or anything. I'm just going to upload it the way it is. Guys, it really sucks because, I uploaded that. Okay, here's what I want to say. Because I know people are probably wondering, why would you put something like that on YouTube? Even if you did have to do what you had to do and you didn't have another choice, why did you put it on YouTube? And guys, it's because of what I've said before. Like, I want to show you real stuff. I want to show you what really happens when you're a truck driver. And, you know, I'm not saying that the situation that I was put in has happened to a lot of drivers, most drivers, or even some drivers, okay? It has a lot to do with your situation. It has a lot to do with the company that you work for, and it has a lot to do with the nature of whatever particular, circumstances go along with that particular load. So here's the thing. Here's the reason why I took that video down, and you're not going to see the one that was coming after it. It's because I have to protect myself. Okay, even though I want you to see what happened, I want you to watch the video. I want you to see it. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have taken the time to edit the stupid video. But you're not going to see it because I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting this company. I'm not going to, I'm not going to put stuff like that out there, especially when I know that I've got Pharisees on the sidelines. That's the whole point of the thumbnail for this picture. You guys, when I've got Pharisees on the sideline now, I've gotten their attention and they're watching what I'm doing. No, you guys aren't going to see it, so you're not ever going to know what happened. The important thing is I got the load delivered, and I didn't have, except for that one particular turn where the load shifted, I didn't have any issues getting it there. And I don't feel like because of the fact that I was driving safely, because I took all the turns safely, I slowed down. I did all these things that these people are screaming at me in the comment section telling me to do. And when you got a top heavy load, you have to consider that, and you have to drive like you have a top. You have to adjust to the conditions. Do you really think I would have made it through those mountains if I didn't do that? Seriously? I did adjust to the conditions. Now the thing is, there is a God, okay, and I got through that, and I had to slow down. I wasn't trying to drive fast to begin with. I was taking another driver that said he had experience driving on that road with the same stuff. I was taking his advice, and I did what he did, or I did what he said he does. I took the same speed. In fact, I was actually going a little bit slower than what he said he did when he halted. I figured, okay, well, he's got a lot of experience, so I'm not going to go that fast. I'm going to go a little bit slower than that. And guess what? The load still shifted. So when I've got people asking me, how could this company load your trailer like that? Or you know what, better yet, how could you leave that place with your trailer loaded like that? Number one, I've been a flatbed driver for like 2.5 months, almost 3 months. Okay, almost 3 months. I've never picked anything up like that before, ever. Okay? I knew it was top heavy when I looked at it. I'm not a freaking idiot, okay? I'm a truck driver too. I've been doing it for 7 years. I've been doing flatbedding for under 3 months. I came in to this job not by choice, not because I was looking to go into flatbedding, not because of any of those things. It's because I had no choice. This is the only job that was available to me. And I didn't want to do flatbedding. I didn't. I was happy with doing drive-in. I was. I mean, I was bored with it. And I told you guys that I was bored with it. And so I was a little bit excited, trying something new. Now that I've done it for a while, with the quality of training that I got when I took the job, I don't like it. Maybe if somebody actually took the time to reinforce my understanding of things, then I would appreciate it a little bit more. But no, I got dumped out there in the real world, expected to do all these different things that I'd never done before, and expected to do it with no training. So that means everything that you've seen me do in all of my videos, I did with no training. All I did is watch other people do it, and I did it myself. That includes YouTube videos, and that includes every place that I go to pick something up, watching the other drivers and doing what they're doing. Does that make me less of a man? Does that make me less of a truck driver because I haven't had training to do this? If you want to go ahead and, get off with your ego in my comment section and try to make me feel that way, go ahead. I don't care. There's a billion other people out there in the world just like you. You're not special. Okay? So go ahead and floss your ego in my comment section in my videos and think what you want about me. Fact is, you don't know me. Okay? You don't know me from Adam. And you probably don't even know what my situation is. So, like I said, when you got people asking, how could you leave that place with your trailer like that? It's because I don't have a choice. It's because I'm trying to do all the right things right now. It's because I'm in this SAP program. And I can't just take another job somewhere else. I look for a job. It took me a long time to look for a job. I found one. It wasn't a job that I would have normally taken. Under normal circumstances, I never would have taken a job like this. Flatbed truck driving for a small company with no training? Just pick it up and start doing it and be expected to keep up with no training. I wouldn't have taken this job. And guess what? I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm being real. My income with this job so far, I've been here, like I said, just under 3 months, but my income so far, it's about $30,000 to $40,000 less per year than what I was making on my last job. So just keep that in mind. My last job, it had its difficult aspects. It had its difficult nature for some things. For instance, I had to work crazy hours. I had to work in Atlanta every day. I had to do this, I had to do that. It was challenging. But it was still reasonably doable. I just had to be responsible, and I was responsible. I didn't even tell you guys this in my video that I made on the substance abuse program. I didn't even mention this to you guys. But did you know that I had a camera, a forward-facing camera, a driver-facing camera on me every time I was in that truck, regardless of if the truck was running, moving, anything. It was always on, and it was always pointed at me with a freaking microphone. Okay? Not only did it have a microphone, it had artificial intelligence. Okay? So it had a tracker in it that would track my eye movement. If I took my eyes off the freaking road to look at the sunrise or the sunset for 3 seconds, guess what? The camera, the AI in the camera flagged it, put it on a website. This was the level of accountability that we're talking about here with my last job. And guess what, guys? 2 weeks before I got fired from that job for taking legal THC over the weekend while I was off duty. I know you guys keep screaming at me because I'm not calling it that. I'm calling it CBD. Well, guys, it said CBD on the package. And in the ingredients, you turn it around, the nutritional information about the place, that's where it said THC. Okay? But it said CBD on the package. So apparently I guess maybe they changed something. Maybe I got this old product or something that they didn't tell me it was old, and they started doing things differently. But I'm telling you guys, it was CBD with THC in it, and I knew that it had THC in it. But that's beside the point now. It's all over. It's all said and done. Okay. But guys, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had to. Anyway, guys, 2 weeks before I got fired, I got my safety bonus, which I got every quarter. It was a quarterly safety bonus. You know, they just add another $1,500 to your paycheck that was already almost $2,000. It was nice. 2 weeks later, I failed a drug test for taking freaking legal crap that I buy in a store. Over the weekend, I lose my job. I'm out of work. I still got a mortgage. I still have to feed my kids. So what do? I jump right into this substance abuse program. First thing I start doing is everything they're telling me to do, I get it done within a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. I go back, I take numerous drug tests, I pass all of them, and then I have to look for a job, and this is the only job that I can find. This is a tiny company. 3 trucks on the road. 3 trucks. That's it. They do flatbedding. Okay, I've never done flatbedding before. Can you train me? Sure, we'll train you. He's like, I prefer that you have a little bit of experience, but if we need to, we'll train you. Well, they need drivers here, okay? They've got to keep their business going. I understand. I get it. So, they get their training. They give me their version of training. You know what that consists of? On my first day I come to work, I have COVID. First of all, I come to work with COVID because that's how bad I need to start working and start pulling income back in, right? I get here. They show me the trailer. They show me the straps. They show me how to use the cheater bar. And he's like, okay, well, he tells the other guy, you know, take him to deliver this load. There was a load sitting there. My yard's in Jackson, Georgia. The load had to be delivered in Stonecrest, Georgia. So I drive it over there with the other guy in the truck. I called him the safety guy. He's not really a safety guy. He's just whatever. So I drive over there, and it's a Home Depot load. It's lumber, so it's tarped, right? So we take the tarp off, and he shows me how to fold it up. And then we come back, and that's it. And he's like, okay, well, you know, come back tomorrow, and you'll have your first load. Basically, is what he says to me, and that's when I came back, and I started, you know, and it was ugly. And I'm sure that, you know, if I would have filmed my first load that I ever picked up, you guys would have just face-palmed the whole time. You wouldn't have been able to watch it because it was ugly, okay? I did not know what the hell I was doing. Still, you know, 2 hours of training to do flatbed. Some of these flatbed drivers, they come to work for these mega carrier companies. And as much crap as I talk about mega carriers and big corporate companies, at least they understand that their drivers need training. And, you know, so first of all, I have, okay, the reason why I went into all that other stuff that I was talking about, my income on my previous job, my income on this job, first of all, I have like zero motivation to want to learn how to do flatbedding. But because I have a family to support, I do it. I push myself to do it. I force myself to do it. I get through it. I do the best I can. I give everything I have. I put everything I've got into it. I'm pretty good at doing stuff like that. If I'm passionate, and of course, like I'm a man. I mean, I know a lot of you try to question my manhood and try to put me down. A lot of you have accused me of crying too much in my videos. I guess you think that's what I'm doing right now. If I'm crying right now, then just turn this video off and don't come back to my channel, okay? Anyway, it was hard, but I still gave it everything I had. I did not give up. I'm taking this new job. I'm doing all this crazy stuff that I've never done before with no training. Okay. If I have to make a phone call to the office here and ask my boss a certain question on how to do something specifically, if I have to send him videos, or if I have to send him pictures, if I have to video call him and double check to make sure I'm doing stuff right. That's what I did. For the first few weeks, that's what I did. Why? Because I care about safety. I do. I care about doing things right. I do. Okay? So don't tear me down and try to tell me that I'm unsafe. Okay? Just don't do that. I might be inexperienced, but that doesn't mean I'm unsafe. Sometimes inexperience can cause people to do unsafe things, and that's what happened in this video that I just took down. Okay, I was going off of this other experienced driver and what he told me to do. He's like, just take it easy when you go through there. When I go through there with one of these loads, I go through at about 50, 52. And then he actually said, I mean, you're not going to see this again if you go back to listen because the video's gone, but he actually said, but I am an experienced, like, I know these roads. I know this road. He's talking about I-40 right there, that pass that goes through the mountains. He's like, I've been driving on that road for over 20 years. I know it very, very well. I don't. I mean, I've driven on that road plenty of times, but I don't drive it every day. So I don't know it as well as he does. Okay? And the thing is, when I took that left turn and the load shifted, it wasn't even that sharp of a turn. It wasn't. And that's all it took. The reason why I was probably going 47 or 48, just to be honest with you guys. To be perfectly honest with you, my speedometer is a little bit off. So I don't use my speedometer. I use the speedometer on Google Maps to know how fast I'm going. That's all I have to use. So that's what I use. And I was probably going about 47 or 48 when it happened. So I was going under the maximum safe posted speed. And I know that when they have that maximum safe posted speed, they're not putting into consideration a truck that's hauling the stuff that I was hauling. Okay. So normally what I would have done is I would have slowed down considerably even more than that. But then I remember what the guy said. He's like, I go through there at 50, 52. And because it was not a very sharp curve, I didn't think that was going to be one of the curves that needed me to slow down that much. So is it my fault that the load shifted? Sure. If you want to blame me for the load shift, sure. I should have slowed down even more. I should have been going even slower. I was already going under the speed limit, but I should have been going even slower. That's fine. That's on me. Okay. That's fine. All right. But it's not my fault that I do everything that I have to do. I come back to work. I get put in this really messed up situation, after busting my ass for nearly 3 months doing this. I go to this one particular place. I pick this load up. I don't like it to begin with. Guys, I didn't like it as soon as I got there the day before and I looked at the stuff. I had a bad feeling about it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't want to haul it. So for the person that asked me, how could you even haul something like that? How could you even leave that place? I don't have that much of a choice right now. I'm between a rock and a hard place. I want to be safe. I do. I take safety extremely seriously with my job. I don't lax on things. That's why, well, you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but, you know, in the second video that I uploaded, when I actually get to the place to make the delivery, you see these other flatbed trailers that have the same thing on theirs, and they're using like 2 straps on each piece. I used 4 straps on each piece. So I always go overboard. If it's something that's in my control, I go overboard on it to make sure that it's safe. That's just how I am. I am a safe person. That's why I got my safety bonus 2 weeks before getting fired for failing a drug test. It's because I know how to be safe. Okay? Even when I take CBD over the weekend, I know how to be safe. And I know you're going to say something about that too, so go ahead and say something about that. If you take that the wrong way, go ahead and say something about that. Am I doing it anymore? No, I'm not doing it anymore. Did I do it for a long time? No, I didn't do it for a long time. I started doing it, and then as soon as I started doing it, I got caught doing it, and I'm not doing it ever again. So for the people that think that I'm some drug addict that's like strung out and I'm withdrawing and I'm like, am I a drug addict or am I a truck driver? I'm a truck driver. Okay? I'm not a drug addict that tried to become a truck driver. I'm a truck driver that tried legal THC over the weekend and I lost my job. That's what I am. And I'm dealing with the consequences right now. And guys, like, I'm thankful for the people that watch my videos. It seems like there's just a small group of people. They always leave comments. You guys know who you are. You guys are awesome. You give me positive reinforcement. You give me good advice. I take your advice. You respect me as a person. You don't get in the comment section and start running your mouth and just start, trying to tear me down or make me feel stupid or judge me for something that I did that was wrong, and you're trying to belittle me or make me feel like less of a human being because I did something that you don't agree with. Okay? If I could relive picking this one particular load up, if I could relive it, then no, I wouldn't have hauled it. Obviously, it's obvious to me now. You guys probably don't trust the word I say. But obviously, I would have refused to haul it. Did I know it was going to be that bad? No, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I'd never hauled anything like that before. Okay, they don't put stuff like that in van trailers. And that's where all my experience is. It's in hauling dry van. And they don't put stuff like that in dry van trailers. So this was a first time experience with hauling something like that. Okay? So at least I knew well enough to drive slower, to take the corners slowly. At least I knew well enough to put an extra strap over the stuff, each piece. At least I knew enough to slow down even more after everything did shift. At least I knew enough to slow down even more. Was I in a messed up situation? Hell yeah. I was in a messed up situation. Like I said, between a rock and a hard place. If I start refusing dispatches on this end of things with this company, they're going to fire me. And I can't allow that to happen. I need this job right now. Do I like this job? Yeah, I like certain things about it. Am I planning on staying here? Doubtful. But right now, I need this job. I need this job to get through the SAP program. Otherwise, I might as well just lay it all down and freaking not be a truck driver anymore. I don't want that to happen because I've worked extremely hard in the past 7.5 years. And I do have experience, whether you guys choose to, see that or agree with that or not. I've got good experience. I've been doing it for 7.5 years. I've never had a road accident. I've never, you know what I'm saying? I've never had anything DOT recordable or anything like that. On my record, I have a clean MVR, you know, and the fact that I can drive one of these things for 7.5 years and I've never been cited, never had speeding tickets, nothing, you know, failure to obey, blah, blah, blah. I never had any of that. Okay? Am I a good flatbed driver? No. Hell no. Do I need you to tell me that? No. I know I'm not a good flatbed driver. I'm not. You know why? Because I got no training. None. I'm figuring it out as I go. Was this my choice? Only because it was my only choice. That's it. So, last thing I want to say, it's been over 30 minutes now. Last thing I want to say is I'm a little disappointed that you're not going to see part 2. I'm a little disappointed that I had to take part 1 down. But, you know, for the sake of my own well-being, for the sake of protecting myself from Pharisees, you know, people that, you know, they just get off on pointing out bad things, I guess is the only thing I could call it. Just pointing out where things went wrong, things didn't go right, and they want to make a bigger deal about things than need be. I mean, I'm trying to protect myself. I don't want the wrong person to watch the video and then, you know, be like, well, shoot, what's this company? You know, who is this driver? Blah, blah, blah. Litigation kind of thing. So I'm just trying to protect myself. Was it a good video? Yeah, I think it was a pretty good, interesting video. Even though apparently I cried through the whole thing. Because, you know, what I was doing that particular day with that particular load, that's just a normal thing for some of these drivers. They're just that good. You know, this is normal. I haul stuff like this every day, and you're crying too much because this is your first time and you're not used to it, and your truck almost flipped over on the freaking interstate going through the mountains. Don't cry about that, crybaby. No. That was a new experience, and I reacted to it by trying to stay calm, but also having a lot of anxiety, okay? And I'm not even going to tell you guys what happened when I got it to the job site trying to back it up. I'm not even going to tell you now. You were going to be able to see it, but thanks to some of these assholes that get on my YouTube channel and start talking shit, I'm sorry, guys, I can't leave it up. I can't put it up, you know? So I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm like I said, I'm out here again. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and you know, I'll see you on this week's trip. All right, later.